against corruption. Walk the talk on corruption. Civil society organizations advise government. Bududa mudslides, 47 still missing. And then Civil Aviation Authority asks Ugandans to embrace air transport. And in sports, Uganda motocross team flagged off to Kenya. And let's get started. President Yoweri Museveni has urged government agencies to recruit employees based on integrity besides academic qualifications. The president made the remarks at Kololo in Kampala shortly after the 3-kilometer anti-corruption walk that started from the Constitutional Square.
By 6 a.m. Wednesday morning, Ugandans had started gathering at the Constitutional Square in Kampala in solidarity against corruption. These, including ministers and other government officials, joined thousands in drills ahead of the anti-corruption walk led by President Yoweri Museveni on the theme, "A corruption-free Uganda starts with me."
I hate corruption! I hate corruption!
Accompanied by the band from the UPDF, Uganda Police and Uganda Prison Services, the walk excited revelers along Kampala Road to Jinja Road Junction and Wampeo Avenue to Kololo Ceremonial Grounds. Addressing the crowds, President Museveni recommended a change in recruitment styles of key government agencies if corruption is to be eliminated.
The mistake of IGG, the mistake of Nakarema's office, it is also going there, is to recruit people depending on URA. Recruit people using papers. Look for integrity. The people of integrity are there in Uganda. You should recruit only on the basis of integrity. So that we have got a safe zone. A zone where there is no corruption. But now, because you are depending on papers and what, the whole system is infiltrated.
Museveni said getting rich doesn't need to be corrupt, describing corrupt officials as parasites.
So this is a problem number one. Corrupt people are parasites. Deputy Speaker challenged you. He quoted Jesus. He said, if you have not stolen, you throw the first stone. I will throw the first stone. You bring somebody, I will stone him here. With a Shibanga call. I have never stolen anything from anybody, and I'm also not a poor man.
Earlier, the Chief Justice Bart Katurebe and the Deputy Speaker of Parliament Jacob Olanya made commitments on behalf of their institutions to fight corruption.
I, Bart Magunda Katurebe, Chief Justice of the Republic of Uganda.
I, Jacob
Lokori Olanya, Deputy Speaker of Parliament of Uganda. On behalf of the judiciary and on my own behalf, do hereby pledge to be honest and ethical in all our dealings. To refuse to elicit or accept any bribe. To negotiate all government contracts with integrity.
The ceremony was attended by, among others, the Vice President of Uganda, Edward Konuka II, senior government officials, religious and cultural leaders. Bernard Higa, UBC TV, Kampala. Now, President Yoweri Museveni has donated 100 million shillings towards the construction of the All Saints Church, Kwapa, in Tororo Archdeaconry. This was during the fundraising drive held at the church in Tororo County South.
President Yoweri Museveni has urged Christians at All Saints Church Kwapa to utilize the talents God gave them to become rich. He said he does not believe in poor Christians as Lazarus in the Bible. The president said God has provided Uganda with rain and fertile soils. Museveni urged the people of Tororo to come out of sleep and work to become rich.
How are you multiplying the talents? He gave you the land. How are you using it well? He gave you the brain. How are you using it well? He gave you the hands. How are you using them well?
President Yoweri Museveni also handed over a bus to Asinge Secondary School to fulfill his pledge. On behalf of the people of Tororo, Tororo County South MP Annette Nyakecho hailed the president for the fulfillment of the pledge. Earlier in the day, the president also donated 100 million shillings towards the construction of St. Goreti Maria Catholic Church, Soni, Kainja in West Budama, North Constituency, Tororo Archdiocese.
Well, as we continue with news, the College of Surgeons of the East, Central and Southern Africa have hailed the President of Uganda, President Yoweri Museveni, for his Pan-Africanism skills and promotion of better health to the population of Uganda. This was during the 20th Scientific Conference, which also witnessed over 100 graduates across the East, Central and Southern Africa as they graduated in different disciplines in the medical profession. This took place this very evening.
President Yoweri Museveni has added another award to his shelf after he was recognized with the Honorary Fellowship Award of the College of Surgeons of East, Central and Southern Africa. Museveni scooped the award for his efforts of patriotism, Pan-Africanism and promoting a better health to Uganda's population, among others.
Bestow on you an honorary fellowship of the College of Surgeons of East, Central and Southern Africa. Please rise to receive the award.
Are there these locals of Kenya and Tanzania? Those are Swahili speaking. And then Rwanda, Burundi, Muraho, Murakomeye. Umurugo baravugachi. Then Congo, they speak Swahili also. The only ones I could not communicate easily with were from Ethiopia and from West Africa. Those ones I have not. Here in the Great Lakes, we have the languages of here. They are similar languages, similar dialects. Swahili, but also even the others are similar. So you have done something on the medical side, but also you have enriched, reinvigorated my cultural side. Thank you.
This is as the college graduates 112 candidates, including 18 Ugandan surgeons in various specialties, including general surgery, neuron surgery, pediatric surgery, ear, nose and throat surgery, among others. The graduates also received presents presided by President Yoweri Museveni.
Clifford Chacha Mwita.
The reason why 112 only graduated is that the first 100 is usually a membership exam. They don't graduate, even if they pass. We wait for the exit, that is the final exam in fellowship, then they graduate. So the other 100 passed, but they'll wait for their graduation after 3 or 4 years when they have done the fellowship.
The College of Surgeons of East, Central and Southern Africa has trained several surgeons in Uganda since 2001. The Minister for Health, Jane Ruth Acheng, is optimistic the effort to train the surgeons is timely, with the increasing specialty hospitals being constructed across the country.
We already have a pediatric surgical hospital that will be commissioned in April next year, but we only have 5 pediatric surgeons. So who is going to run that hospital? We cannot start importing expatriates from abroad to do this when we have the potential within the country to have these people trained.
Daniel Mugoya reporting.
Now, in Bududa, more than 47 people are still missing, while 4 have been retrieved following a mudslide that occurred in Bushika sub-county in Bududa. The chairman, Bududa Wilson Watila, confirmed the death toll but expressed fear and the possibility of retrieving more bodies since many residents were missing.
It is estimated that over 35 houses were buried in the mud during the landslide that occurred in Bushika sub-county. The hopes and possibility of rescuing any more survivors buried in the mud have long been lost since the methods of excavation the rescuers are using are ridiculously rudimentary.
Sawa nanga population ya Bududa amayumba agagenze wano omwendo mungi abantu bali kubungenge tetumanyi wache tulaga.
Until at 2 we hear the sound of the rivers, the stones, and the people who are crying, who are seeing the things which is happening. It was destroyed.
Gloria Nambuya, 16, survived Nalare. Her colleague met her death after she returned in the house to get her money. The situation is still tense since the rain is still falling.
Information that even the other hill we are seeing on the other side, it has a crack already. And if it continues to rain, it is likely to cause another havoc the other place. So my worry remains that the people are still at risk.
According to district leaders, Bududa requires relocation of 4,000 households. However, the relocation exercise by the Office of the Prime Minister is slow.
I realize that this place is already a high-risk place, but these people have been waiting for relocation, and of course they had also prayed that we are coming almost to the closure of the second rainy season, and now it happens.
Quite some sad story there. Now, civil society organizations have urged government to walk the talk in curbing corruption within the country. According to Christine Birengero, a program officer at the Uganda Debt Network, it will take more than marching on the streets to rid the corruption vice of Uganda. Their remark follows the anti-corruption walk in Kampala this morning, which was led by the man himself, President Yoweri Museveni.
We have the laws, we have the policies, and we have the institutions. We do not think walking will just take away corruption, because really, by the time you walk, you're demonstrating your dissatisfaction with someone. But demonstrating our dissatisfaction with corruption is not a person, yeah? So corruption will not respond. Rather, I would rather we see government taking action and being firm on implementing the laws and the policies.
We also implore the government to employ deterrent measures against corruption, such as strict implementation of the various anti-corruption laws that we have. The government should provide more resources towards the accountability sector institutions, including the Financial Intelligence Authority, the Police, CID Department, IG, and others to reduce the risk of loss of public resources.
Now, government is in the process of appropriating 20 billion Ugandan shillings to tackle emergency resulting from the natural disasters across the country. This follows an outcry from different members of parliament over broken bridges that have paralyzed transport. State Minister for Finance, David Bahati, urges victims to be patient as government appropriates the upon resources.
Anyone traveling to West Nile region of Uganda could be having a challenge crossing via Pakwach Bridge because of this. The flooding by River Nile has affected this bridge, paralyzing transport. This is just one of the disasters that have befallen travelers across the country, including the bridge at Kazo in Kiruhura district.
Kazo sub-county has no even a single grader. Even when we are coming from Kiruhura, we did not even pick a wheelbarrow. The roads in Kazo have not been worked on.
The ongoing rains have extended their anger to Agago district, affecting transport, prompting an outcry from the area legislator.
The section from Loke to Patong Town Council also is completely cut, Mr. Speaker. So as we speak now, if we have patients from Koromo Sub-County, Lirapaluo, Omot, or Arum, Adilang, to go to Kalongo Hospital, which is the only health center or hospital that we have, they are completely off. Nobody is able to access the hospital and other services, and no public transport anymore for the last 3 days.
Bududa, that has always suffered disaster over heavy rains, is nursing another wound following a recent landslide that reportedly claimed some lives. Government has been called upon to intervene. An answer given in affirmative.
We are requesting that you give us a chance to serve you, and we are releasing the 20 billion in very few days so that the Minister of Disaster can start moving.
A brief report released by the Office of the Prime Minister on 3rd December 2019 on the disaster situation in the country detailed a number of emergencies. These include River Nile cutting off Pakwachi Road, a massive landslide in Bushika Sub-County Bududa district, with 2 bodies recovered and 5 people missing. Others are River Manafa bursting its banks, and Sironko Town Council and several villages getting flooded. Henry Okurut, Ubc.
Now, Kazinga Channel in Kasese district has been reopened after temporarily being repaired by Uganda National Roads Authority. The bridge was damaged by heavy rains. The communications officer, Uganda National Roads Authority, Alan Sempebwa, says that all vehicles, including heavy trucks, can now use the bridge.
Uganda National Roads Authority has issued a public notice reopening Kazinga Channel Bridge in Kasese, which was closed early last month from use by all vehicles. The communications officer, UNRA, Alan Sempewa, on a phone interview said the technical team has okayed access of this bridge by heavy trucks, although it was temporarily repaired.
Although that is a temporary measure, our technical teams have given an assurance that that can allow all nature of traffic to use that channel to connect to Kasese, or from Rubirizi to Kasese, or Kasese to Rubirizi.
Sempewa condemned people who have been soliciting money from road users to allow them cross the bridge, saying the act is regrettable.
Nobody should pay anyone to cross or to drive along that bridge, because which is now open to traffic.
However, drivers have been cautioned against overspeeding while crossing the bridge to avoid traffic problems.
Because we have the speed meter, my officers are going to deploy them here to see those who are going to overspeed. Because
Kazinga Channel Bridge connects Kasese District and Greater Bushenyi. It has not been in use for almost a month. I'm Navka Farida, reporting.
It's 22 minutes past 10 o'clock. It's time for a break. We will return with more news.
This weekend on UBC.
My name is Nkayo Hannington, winner of the NSSF Friends with Benefits Season 2.
Congratulations, Hannington!
I used my winnings to boost my agricultural production and give a chance to the people in my community to work.
So join us this year for the third season of the NSSF Friends with Benefits, as 16 Ugandans share inspirational stories on how they use their NSSF benefits to do life-changing things. So tune in every Sunday with your host, Gaetano, and I, and special new host, Uncle D. It's another incredible display. It's the NSSF Friends with Benefits.
And that's not all. You have the power to vote for your favorite stories to win up to 55 million shillings, just like Huntington. This show is brought to you by
NSSF, a better life.
Hello, Uganda! We introduce to you the first and ever My Right to Play Christmas Kids Festival 2019. Let the kids feel the Christmas Eve on the 21st of December at the Legends Sports Ground in Lugogo. Entrance is 10,000 shillings only and parents free. Bring your child and have an opportunity to play, sing, dance and discover their talents. Mujje tuyingira amazaalibwa nga abato basanyusa bato bannaabwe. Muleete abaana bammwe banyumirwe, banywe, bazanye. Kino kigenda kubeera kijjabe. Proudly sponsored by Legends Sports Ground, UBC TV, Star TV, U24 TV, Star FM, Magic 100 FM, UBC Butebo, Marketing, UMC Victoria Hospital, and Ideas Workshop. Bw'oba oyagala omwana w'okuyimba kuba ku ssimu eno.
This weekend on UBC.
The amazing Cleopatra talks life as a PR for Star Times, finding her purpose, daughter's relationship, and an aversion to the limelight.
She's 5 years old now.
Wow.
She's quite active.
Yeah.
And by the way, despite me being busy, I make sure I have time for her. Like, actually, most people who know me keep saying I put, this is what they say. They say I put myself, yes, I put myself second.
Wow.
After her, and I'm like, no.
Isn't that how it's supposed to be to mothers?
I don't know. I think they say that it's wiser.
Brought to you by
Hammam Spa and Salon is located at Fairway Hotel. For bookings, contact us on 0414-671-775 or 0701-323-212. Hammam Spa and Salon, drift to serenity.
Welcome back. Now, Minister for Health Dr. Jane Ruth Cheng has declined to launch the Patient Rights and Responsibility Charter. Minister Acheng was officiating at the 6th National Healthcare Quality Improvement Conference in Kampala, where she was expected to launch the document.
And the results are...
Top health officials in the country and development partners are engaged in a 3-day-long National Healthcare Quality Improvement Conference in Kampala. Minister for Health Dr. Jane Ruth Acheng officiated at the conference, and she was expected to launch the Patient Rights and Responsibilities Charter. Minister Acheng, however, declined to launch the document, claiming that there is no health workers' rights and responsibilities charter, yet the two documents have to be implemented concurrently.
I'm requesting to appear next year, first with the health worker rights, then the patient rights. And from time immemorial, all our charters have two chapters, the patient's rights and the health workers' rights. So it is only appropriate that we launch the two documents together. Health workers have rights and they should not be abused. They have a right to be respected, they have a right to rest when they are tired, and many other rights. And sometimes we have experienced challenges in our health facilities where patients have actually assaulted health workers. And so the reason why I did not launch the patient's rights.
She instead accepted to launch the 5A strategy, that means sort, setting, shining, standardize and sustain, which aims at improving the working conditions for health workers.
And also DHOs. Then, yes, the DG has to sign also to ensure that it's a Ministry of Health document. And maybe Honorable Minister will allow us.
The health officials are deliberating on issues affecting healthcare system, but also best practices that can improve patient safety as well as health workers. Adiana Kute, UBC.
And in the area of women empowerment, it is nearly halfway into Uganda's 2019 16 days of activism against gender-based violence, and all eyes are focused on empowerment of the girl child. Now, with the girl child school dropout reported high in the country, the role of men has been underscored in bringing down the practices of early marriage. Busoga sub-region has been exemplary in this gesture thanks to the UN Women, and embarked on training women in leadership at the local level.
Tutwakula na mama. Mama yatusula bato. Twakula na baba. Baba oyo yatuweereranga twaje twakumanga mutiere.
This testimony is extracted from a 14-minute life experience of Hasfana Muyombia. Her identity has been concealed for ethical and professional reasons. Namuyombia is a teenage mother whose trials and tribulations started when her mother abandoned her and her 6 siblings. This left them in the care of their father, who could not provide everything.
Mukulu waife yasoma yamalaku naye owokubiri yena yasomaku banabo wansi ninze nga nikwenda baba nabo nange sende dikoze dichi ntono nafuna omulenzi nakolashi najja nabayira.
If dropping out of school was regrettable, then getting married was equally horrific, as she shares.
Wabanga kali kufunisenda yaba waba mulungi ayo wakutukiza kwenda womukoba oti tuje mwidwali tutayenda.
Even when she regrets dropping out of school, something she blames on her mother, she is not yet off the stage. She looks forward to resuming school should a sponsorship opportunity avail itself.
Esa wenu nenfune sente omuntu ampererera ndirayo ndirayo ku isomero natandika emisomo dange okubona ku masini yafo.
All this hope has been instilled in her through encouragement from the area political councillor, 39-year-old Mutesi Proskovia, whom we found doing her routine of tailoring, represents Nabulezi Parish at the Balaoli Sub-County Council. To prevent more early marriages, she has initiated bylaws to that effect.
Nze kansala ndina lwaiti etuuka awantu nga bali kwanduza omwana akaali omuto oba okumubayizisa okumulyamu esente n'asobola okulipotinga paka ku national kuba tulina n'enamba ed'obwereredde batuwa okukubaku nga beene bayida batuyamba.
To lead by example, Mutesi pulled a rare move to drag her own daughter back to primary 3, up from primary 7, over poor performance.
Omuwala buti myaka 15 aye buti ali mu P4 akola bulungi buli tamu n'asinga asomera bwerere era ayenda ino buti okusoma.
Kisache Eresi, the daughter in question, first resisted the idea but later accepted it, an encouragement Hasfana Myombya proudly gives her.
Mama olwabona nga ndikola bubi nga nkweka ebitabo tyenda amulaga kaniwe diba mpapulo tyenda amulaga naleta ripoti nga nkoze bubi ninza asembye. Mama yakoba ati tamu tu oli kuira mu P3
ono mwayira mbu bamuseka ngazi bamuyiza mu kyakusatu ali namukoba guma asome emirembe ajadifuna muki emberi eyo.
Baana bangi banegomba aba P7 aba P6 beida banebuuza kwansa nga kyentegeera kyembona nga ntegeera zena naabe inonola.
These are some of the concerns that have driven women at local leadership level in the Kamuli district of Busoga to advocate for the girl child welfare. One such advocate is 44-year-old Akalimwine Florence. She is the speaker for Balaoli Sub-County Council. She attributes early marriage to family instability and moral breakdown.
Era ndogera ino buli lwembanga na speak yange gyendi kwogera mu bantu ndiko bantu to avoid obuchi domestic violence muchi mu family zedde badiriwo era banga divirewo n'abaana bebe bali kujja kuyisomera okusoma muri mu families denko byenga abanu ab'omwenge jana anyaneweremu kyaleeta obusibu.
But this empowerment did not come out of the blue. It resulted from UN women-initiated trainings set aside to empower women at local leadership level. Widowed Nambi Azida Ndifuna, a resident of Bulagalabi Zone, Kasole Parish at Kagumba Sub-County, is the leader of the Muslim women at the mosque.
Balina okubanga balina baba n'obuvunaanyizibwa bw'obanga ono ajja awantu nga babakwesa eriyo olukiiko jja ku nnimiro iramangu kola emirimu gye yangu ja omwami ni bwaira waka ng'amaka ogateeseteese bulungi wabanga ogiire gy'ogiire mu kyaidi ky'ogiire mwaye nga waka oteeseteesewo bulungi.
Even when the initiative has not been without challenges, it has not been reason enough for her as a women trainer to surrender.
Abakyala abandi balinga babawaka abawaka nga aliwo nga ali awo atyo nga tafaayo aidinga ibano omukulembeze wawaka nga yabaongeza kyakula kyasobola kugema kundeba kino alinda mwami so nabonanga omukyala alina okubaawo nga yena ali omukulembeze waka.
It is such bravery that Balaoli Sub-County Chairperson Samson Kauzi also acknowledges.
Women are doing everything, so if we empower them and they get knowledge about their rights, about the democracy of this country, good governance, even human rights, not forgetting their responsibilities, I'm seeing a community which is going to be liberated.
Before the sub-county sitting, they first sit as a caucus. They discuss, they agree on the issues that they need to take forward, so that by the time they go to council, they already have an agreed position.
Bylaws have been passed against early marriage and successfully enforced to the advantage of the teenage girls.
The bylaws are okay. They are good because they are assisting children to carry on with their education without disturbances.
Projections by UN Women indicate that by the end of 2019, 12 million girls under 18 will be married. This, to the women and girl child welfare advocates, is worrisome, especially that 21 million girls aged 15 to 19 will become pregnant in developing regions.
One of the things we are thinking about is that as we engage the women leaders, we also engage their husbands, either separately or in the same training.
The training journey in this region may not have been a smooth one, but with support from their spouses, it has been a success. Some women have now developed more leadership ambitions with some seeking to elevate themselves from their current positions in Uganda's next general elections. Henry Okurut, UBC.
Now, despite its low budget, the Eastern Africa Standby Force has ensured peace and stability in the East African region. Now, countries including the elections were communicated to by the heads of the East African Standby Forces during the 27th conference that was held at Sky Hotel in Kampala.
The State Minister for Defense, retired Colonel Samuel Kero Ingora, while addressing the 27th Eastern African Standby Forces Conference, urged the member states to identify critical areas to address emerging issues on security in East African countries. Retired Colonel Samuel Kero also called upon member states to always honor the obligations of the Eastern African Standby Forces, most especially on peace enforcement.
Our region still suffers from intermittent insecurity and conflicts. Thousands of our people continue to lose their lives and livelihoods, while others flee for safety. It's our sincere hope that the continent will make further progress in its quest for lasting peace, security, and stability, so as to create a more conducive environment for the advancement of our people.
Dr. Berahil Umar Bolga, the Director Eastern African Standby Forces and Commander Defense Forces Djibouti, says they face a challenge of insufficient funds in running their expectations as a force, which hinders them to meet their responsibilities.
Each country paid contributions yearly, regardless the size of the country and regardless the economic. It is on pro rata. Right now, only 3 countries for the budget of 2019 paid. The rest are still ongoing, even though we are almost at the end of the year. That money is essentially what we are using for the salaries of our staff, for the smooth running of the institution. So it's obvious, if we don't have the total budget required, we will not be able to respond to our obligation.
Major General Joseph Fuindi Aishimia, the chairperson of the Committee of East African Standby Forces, points out some of the achievements by East African Standby Forces since 2004.
It is important because whatever ESF is doing, it is for the promotion of peace and security in the region. So we had a successful election observer mission in Comoros, and it is on the program for next year to have election observer mission in countries where there will be elections, like Ethiopia, Burundi, Seychelles. This is on the program, which should be finalized, but pending the final approval. For now, yes, it is on the action plan for next year, pending the final approval.
The conference that ends on Friday this week will address issues on peace enforcement and stability in East African countries. Amonema Monde Deborah, UBC.
Now the book, It's a Pity It's Not a Boy, by Joyce Mpanga, has been launched by the Nabagereka of Buganda, Sylvia Najinda Luswata, at a ceremony held at Mestil Hotel in Kampala. Joyce Mpanga is a renowned fighter of women's rights and also the first Minister of Women Affairs in Uganda. She penned her life story in a 370-page biography currently on the shelves.
The book It's a Pity It's Not a Girl by Joyce Mpanga is an inspirational tale about how one man's courageous aspiration and dogged determination broke through several barriers to lay a foundation for many to sprout. It has been launched by the Nabagereka of Buganda, Sylvia Najinda Luswata. Nabagereka, who also wrote the foreword of the book, describes the author as a lady with enormous foresight and intellect, whose achievements are etched in Uganda's pre- and post-independence history.
A foreword to a book written by a person of great repute in our society, and one whose achievements read like a great history book, which book with so many lessons to be learned over so many years to come. Thank you very much for giving me the honor.
On her part, Joyce Mpanga highlighted that the need to pen this biography was informed by the need to put down historical events she witnessed before all was lost. And the book gives an account of her growing up in a typical setting where girls and women were not supposed to challenge the status quo.
And then when I came out, Nabiope rushed out. You know, he was a huge man, and he was the age of my father. I had been at Makerere with his daughter Nancy. He put his arm around me and said, "My daughter, you spoke like a man." I don't know, I knew it was meant to be a compliment, but it infuriated me. Why does he think I spoke like a man? So I told him, "Sir, like the woman I am."
David Mpanga, a renowned lawyer and Buganda minister, spoke on behalf of the family at the launch. And his are fond memories of growing up with a teacher, a politician, and above all, a loving mother. Joyce Mpanga has been described by many as a teacher, a politician, and a champion in the fight for women's rights in Africa. Samuel Senono, UBC News.
Now, State Minister for Gender and Cultural Affairs, Honorable Mutuzo, has reaffirmed government's commitment and continued support in championing programs aimed at ensuring that the people with disabilities become resilient and prepared to fit in the changing world.
Disabilities advocates are demanding that government increase resource allocation for adoption of disability-inclusive planning and budgeting to ensure that persons with disability are not left behind.
We meet the President. The President is meeting ghetto people who are just coming on board. We have been here, and we are here, and we shall be here.
We also request, as our theme goes, of inclusion. There's nothing which can actually speed up inclusion of the issues of persons with disabilities without money. We would like to see budgets in all sectors of government provide adequate budgets providing for the needs of persons with disabilities.
We are appealing to all service providers, especially in this very sensitive area, sexual reproductive health and rights of adolescent girls and younger women with psychosocial disabilities, with mental disabilities. We found that they are always left behind in the programs of accessing services, getting them in the right places, at the right time, and in the right way. So we are appealing to all those, the policymakers, all those who are doing programs, that please make sure that adolescent girls with psychosocial disabilities, with mental health disabilities are not left behind. They are also included.
This was during the National Disability Day celebrations held at Iganga Municipal Primary School in Iganga District. State Minister for Gender and Cultural Affairs, Honorable Peace Mutuzo, said government shall continue with the commitment to champion programs aimed at ensuring that people with disabilities become resilient and prepared to fit in the changing world.
I want to take this opportunity to thank government for not only allowing this day to happen, but also to provide an enabling environment for persons with disabilities, wherever they are located, to have the freedom to enjoy themselves, to be respected, and also to be part of our development programs and activities.
The minister said government has achieved significant recognition of disability as a priority issue, and the Ministry of Gender is working closely with different partners to ensure that the commitment is fulfilled. Shaidat Nasaku and Clement Wangira, UBC.
Now looking at the aviation week in business, Ugandans have been implored to tap into the thriving aviation industry if government is to maximize returns on investment. Engineer Edward Mike Ndaula, the chairman, Board of Directors, Uganda Civil Aviation Authority, says that the aviation authority is growing at a promising pace, though this can only pay off if Ugandans learn to appreciate it. It was addressed during a stakeholders meeting that was held at Mestia Hotel in Zambia.
It is no doubt that Uganda's aviation industry has grown in leaps and bounds, especially after government revived the state airliner, currently with a fleet of 4 aircraft. Professor David Mpango, the Director General of Uganda Civil Aviation Authority, says efforts to elevate Entebbe International Airport to a regional airport are at the tail end. Citing the ongoing expansion works, Mpango says government is yet to secure land for the construction of a ground-running facility to cater for craft maintenance needs.
Use aviation to promote your business, because it's the easiest way to do it. You meet many people both at the home airport, like Entebbe International Airport, and destination airports, and sometimes in transit. So, and every moment is a moment of opportunity.
However, Engineer Edward Mike Ndaula, the Chairman, Board of Directors, Civil Aviation Authority, says government's efforts can only pay off if Ugandans embrace the aviation industry.
Trying to put what it takes to be an international airport. We are moving from where we are being looked at as small airport like Arua to being a regional an airport which commands respect within the region.
All this was during a stakeholders breakfast meeting that intended to examine the performance of the industry. The meeting also hosted the launch of Nyonyi magazine, a tool expected to tell the many hilarious stories about Uganda's cultural beliefs and norms to the rest of the world.
The magazine is unique in nature that it is going to be on board on all airlines that fly to Entebbe International Airport, including Uganda Airlines.
Dokas Kmono, UBC TV News.
Primary school jangu wekwata ekifo kyo amangu ddala mwana otundira byamaguzi ebyo ate ono omugatteko gw'ekibuga Kampala ng'ennaku z'omwezi 19 Desemba okutuusa nga 23 Desemba guwagiddwa UBC TV, Pepsi Cola n'abanguka mu byefuna ku Star TV emunyenye y'eggwanga.
We are going to pass off. The God who opens doors is going to open doors for you. Whatever you are tormented on stops here.
Now let's start off with motocross in our sports segment. A team of 22 riders will head to Kenya for the final round of Regional Motocross Championship scheduled for this weekend in Kenya's capital, Nairobi. Team Uganda has been officially flagged off at the National Council of Sports Officers in Lugogo. Team Uganda dominated round one at home in Busika, creating a big lead over the Kenyan counterparts. Led by Maxim Vampin, the team has Gift Sebuguzi, Abigail Mwangala in the MX-65.
How the team was doing for this race, and I'm confident. Only issue is that we've taken a bit of a smaller team than last year. This is because of the financial restrictions I've been talking about. Even though NCS has given us 10 million, this is a tiny part of our budget. You know, as a team, our budget comes up to almost 50 million. So we thank them for the help, but just to let you know, it's just a fifth of what we actually need, but we don't take it for granted. We are thankful, and we hope that government can do more in the future, and that the sponsors can also do more. Yeah, it's raining here, it's raining in the whole region actually. In Kenya, I've been told it's raining a lot, and that side the track the soil is black cotton soil, so when it rains it's very muddy, it doesn't dry quickly, and the mud sticks to your tires and to the bike, so it becomes much harder. But I've told the riders to expect rain, and most of the riders have been at this track in the rainy season, so they know a bit what to expect. Some of the new riders, I had to brief them so that when they get there, they're not shocked, they're not surprised, so they know a bit what to expect. But definitely, if it rains, it will be a difficult race.
Now, venues for the Sekafa Senior Challenge Cup and the Girls Under-17 football tournament have been confirmed. The local organization committee has zeroed down to StarTimes Stadium in Lugogo to host the men's tournament from the 7th to the 19th of this month. The Sekafa Under-17 Girls Games will be hosted at the Fufa Technical Center in Njero. The Girls Games will be watched for free in Njero. Meanwhile, KCCA FC players and Proline FC have joined the national football team camp that is undergoing training for the Sekafa tournament. The tournament will, however, be without Ethiopia, who opted out. Ethiopia did not give an official reason. However, the organizing committee is yet to realize the fixture. As we wind up, let's have a recap on our headlines. In our top stories, Museveni intensifies fight against corruption. Walk the talk on corruption as civil society organizations advise government. Bududa mudslides, 47 still missing. Civil Aviation Authority asks Ugandans to embrace air transport. And in sports, Uganda motocross team flagged off to Kenya. Semper Alex Kema will be joining us immediately after the bulletin. With the weather forecast, my name is Patricia Lukoma Mugalu. Mohammed has been on sign language. It's a good night, but UBC TV continues.
It was partly cloudy skies in the northern sector of the country in the morning hours. However, in the afternoon, it has been rainfall activities in most parts of the country. Semper Alex came from the weather center with the weather forecast only here on UBC TV. The kind of weather we are experiencing is because of the alignment of the rain belt over our region. That is why over the last 24 hours to 9 a.m. this morning, most parts of the country reported some rainfall, like Mbarara reported 15.3 millimeters, whereas Entebbe reported 10 millimeters of rainfall. Tomorrow morning, we should see the eastern and parts of the southwestern have chances of rainfall. However, in the afternoon, we do expect a continuation of rainfall activities in most parts of the country. And we do expect this to affect temperatures, lowering them to 29 degrees Celsius in Karamoja region. For the nation's capital, Kampala, 26 degrees Celsius, and in Kabale Highlands at 22 degrees centigrade. Elsewhere across the globe, we are forecasting for Dubai bright and sunny conditions at 27 degrees Celsius as a maximum, whereas London is expected to be quite cold at only 9 degrees centigrade. That concludes it. Stay tuned to UBC TV.
Hi friends of UBC, welcome to our program, and we are here to bless you, to help you. There are people in need and they don't know how to solve some problem. They have been doctors, medications, psychologists, and they don't know what to do anymore with the problem. So my dear, watch what God did in the life of this person. Relate yourself, because God can change your life.
At the Universal Church of the Kingdom of God.